All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So look, it's week 10 of the NFL season, and it sounds crazy to say that I feel like the season just started like last week, but we're 10 weeks in. The season really does fly by. This Sunday, the Jets are going to be taking on the rival Buffalo Bills at MetLife Stadium. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. And I'm going to say this. There's a lot of really good football teams out there. The Packers, the Buccaneers, LA Chargers, Baltimore Ravens. A lot of good teams for sure. But for me, I think the Buffalo Bills are the number one team in the league. When I watch this team on Sunday, not only do they just move the ball incredibly well, it's just so hard to stop this football team, but if you flip it, trying to move the football on this defense is also a very tough task. We look at the talent. Let's start on offense. Quarterback Josh Allen, we all know he's great. The offensive line is fantastic. Deion Dawkins, one of my favorite players in the league. Mitch Morse, tons of guys. Spencer Brown, Darrell Williams, Feliciano, unfortunately, is on IR. But man, I'm looking at this Bills O-line. It's a solid O-line. The weapons, wide receivers and tight ends. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, who else? Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox, Cole Beasley. These guys could hurt you, whether it's in the short passing game, whether it's Josh Allen extending plays and he's hurting you deep down the field. They have pass catchers all over the place. Running backs, Devin Singletary, FAU guy, Zach Moss. The Buffalo Bills offense is loaded. And then of course we have to take a look at the shot caller here. Who's installing the offense? Who's running practice? Who's developing Josh Allen? Who's putting these guys in a position to have success? Who's calling plays? It's Brian Daboll, a guy who's interviewed for numerous head coaching positions last year. If he wants to, he can go get a head coaching job this offseason. Okay, so Brian Daboll is the real deal, a great offensive line. They throw the football a lot. They keep the defense off balance. Occasionally, he will have the boneheaded play call, but all in all, if you're a Bills fan, you cannot hate what Brian Daboll has done. He has brought so much success to this offense. If we flip it and look at the defensive side of the football, again, from a talent perspective, Greg Rousseau playing good football, Ed Oliver, Jerry Hughes, Ludulele, linebacking core, Trumaine Edmonds, one of my favorite players in the league, Matt Milano, a guy who I wanted the Jets to sign this free agency period, this past free agency period, rather. You look at the cornerbacks, Trey White, one of the best corners in the league, safeties, Jordan Poyer, and Micah Hyde. Okay, you look at Leslie Frazier, what he's doing with that defense. This team plays aggressive, they don't get penalized, and they take the football away. In fact, this Bills defense is literally number one in the league in points per game, yards per game, opposing touchdowns per game, third down conversion rate, points per play, yards per play, and opposing red zone scoring percentage. This Bills defense, and by the way, to top it off, Sean McDermott at head coach, He's done a tremendous job with bringing over a winning attitude, a winning culture, consistency, leadership. Players want to play for McDermott. Just a great CEO of a football team. So my hat goes off to this Bills organization from the top down. I mean, all their free agent signings have pretty much panned out. Their draft picks, I mean, they've drafted tons of the players that we just mentioned. Just a great job. With that said, though, this Buffalo Bills team struggled against the one-win Miami Dolphins team 2 weeks ago. And last Sunday, they lost to the one-win Jaguars team. So what is happening? By the way, that final score was 9-6. So even though I am really high on this Bills team, they can definitely be beat. There are chinks in the armor here. I mean, let's take a look back at week 1 when they lost the home opener against the Steelers. Josh Allen was sacked 3 times. They lost the turnover battle. There was tons of confusion on offense. And on top of that, they were penalized 8 times. Jacksonville last weekend, Josh Allen was sacked 4 times. The team had 3 turnovers on offense, 2 of those being interceptions from Allen. The team was flagged 12 times. They gave up over 100 yards and penalties to Jacksonville. That's a free field. That's a free football field of yards for Jacksonville. Okay, so, and by the way, yes, the Bills also lost to the Tennessee Titans, but that really came down to one play. It was like a prize fight between 2 great fighters. It was just a back and forth all night. It came down to one play. The Bills were aggressive, and, Josh Allen slipped. So I don't want to throw that one into the mix, but Pittsburgh beat them. Jacksonville beat Buffalo. Okay, and yes, you can make an argument Buffalo maybe beat themselves. They slipped on Jacksonville, but those teams won. The point is, Buffalo is really good, but they're not perfect. This is not a perfect football team. So let's talk about how this Jets offense can have success against this stacked Bills defense that, is ranked number 1 in numerous categories. I really feel like the name of the game here should be mistake-free football. We can't have guys dropping easy passes, right? Where they get open, they run a solid route, and then they just drop the football. That's been a pretty big theme this season. Corey Davis has had some brutal drops. We've had drops from Denzel Mims, Elijah Moore, from the tight end position. It's been an issue. So we cannot have that happen if we want to pull the upset here. I do think playing at MetLife Stadium will help, just as far as crowd noise, third downs, and whatnot, but really on offense, try to control the clock, be consistent, take what the defense gives you, put the ball in play, and again, limiting the mistakes. I feel like if the Jets could win the penalty battle, the turnover battle, and time of possession, the chances of the Jets shocking the world will go way up. Defensively, I think the main idea here should be trying to take the football away from this Bills offense. We talked about what happened in Jacksonville against Pittsburgh. At times, Buffalo's offense has been pretty sloppy, pretty careless with the ball, giving teams extra opportunities to put points on the board. So if the Jets can maybe snag a couple picks, if we can, strip sack Josh Allen, get the ball in the red zone automatically, giving New York extra possessions to, look, whether it's 7 points, 6 points, 3 points, what have you, the Jets need as many opportunities as possible to get points on the board. One thing about this Bills offense, they can nickel and dime you down the field, but they can also strike deep. Whether you're targeting Diggs over the top of the defense, a swing pass to Singletary, a screen pass to Cole Beasley that could pop off for 40, 45 yards, this Bills offense is electric. Okay, so if we have an opportunity to intercept the football, if Josh Allen does throw in a double coverage, if the ball's on the ground and it's loose, we have to come up with the fumble recovery. Okay, so turnovers, I honestly feel like they have to be there. If the Bills win the turnover battle and they win time of possession and they're winning the penalty battle, I feel like it could be a really long day for this Jets team. And another point that I want to bring up, because the Buffalo Bills are penalized so often, you can exploit that if you are the New York Jets. Like, if you're a corner, you can get your hands on a wide receiver, create contact, get the official looking at you, right? Get that battle going early. You can knock them off rhythm in the first 5 yards of the line of scrimmage and really make them work, even if it's just a handoff. Try your best to get under their skin. Try your best to create physical contact. On offense, you can do a lot of substitutions, right? A lot of different packages, getting guys in, getting guys out, substituting guys here, bringing guys in there. That way, Frazier and McDermott's defense is constantly swapping guys in and out. Maybe you can catch 12 men on the field. Maybe they're caught with 10 guys on the field or something like that. There are opportunities for this Jets team to exploit the fact that Buffalo is penalized all the time. The last thing I do want to say, even though this game kind of feels like it's David versus Goliath a little bit, just, every expert out there is going to be picking Buffalo to, just blow the doors off New York. Think back to a couple weeks ago. What was the thought process? What did everybody think was going to happen when the Jets took on the Bengals? Mike White's first start. Okay, so it can be done. And by the way, this is something that I didn't bring up before. Special teams. Special teams needs to have a clean game. Extra points need to be made. Field goals need to be made. No muffed punts, no special teams blunders, roughing the punter, anything like that. We need to have a solid game on special teams, but I guess that kind of goes hand in hand with limiting mistakes that we talked about earlier. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do the Jets have a chance? I haven't actually checked out the line, so I don't know, if the Bills are a double-digit point favorite or anything like that, but I do know that the Bengals, I believe, were 10.5 point favorites. So bottom line, it could be done. Can the Jets shock the world this upcoming Sunday? It's a big game. And by the way, before I do end it, I know I'm kind of rambling here. I don't think Buffalo's going to be sleeping on this Jets team. After being humiliated against Jacksonville, New England keeps piling wins. All of a sudden, yes, Buffalo still remains in first place, but they're only up by a half game. This divisional game for the Bills will pay dividends for, their record and the current standing. So I think that we're going to get Buffalo's best shot. I don't feel like it's going to be a repeat of Jacksonville. So New York has to be on, their P's and Q's. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.